10, 20 years ago, I had all these ideas when I was younger. Oh, I should make this, I should sell this. And the biggest barrier was always production. How do I produce this thing? I don't own a factory. I don't own a huge expensive CNC machine. This really changes things. All right, guys and girls, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you a way that you can make pretty great money online by creating and selling products online. And I'm not talking about digital products because honestly, everyone for like the last 5 or 10 years, it seems, is always talking about creating easy to make digital products. In this video, I'm talking about how you can actually make physical products that you make and people buy, and are products that are pretty easy to make. You can make them in your home, and they're products that have a ton of demand for them online. So buckle up. I'm about to show you all of that. I'm going to kick things off in this video. This is actually part of a whole new massive video series I'm doing because I'm crazy about this idea, and I think you should be too. So I'm going to show you everything, how to do it. I'm going to be doing it myself to be kind of the test guinea pig, so to speak, to show you how I'm finding success doing this and how you can do the exact same thing. So buckle up. I'm about to get into it, but first I just got to quickly change locations. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am in my brand new multi-million-dollar studio, aka my attic, and behind me is this really alien-looking machine that's gonna make this all possible. This is an xTool laser cutting and engraving machine. And honestly, xTool was kind enough to send this to me free of charge because I had this fantastic new idea for an entire video series that I think will actually be really helpful for a lot of you who might want to get into selling stuff online. I think this can really make it possible. And the main reason is I kind of started getting the feeling over the years that freelancing and selling freelance services online might not be for everyone. And over those same years, I've had the opportunity to speak with thousands of you and realize that while so many of you have so much potential, you might not be cut out for things like freelancing or selling stuff on sites like Fiverr. And that's totally fine. Since selling professional services is kind of an intangible thing if you've never done it before, and while I've been able to teach thousands of you how to do it, and I will continue to do that, it's just really hard to grasp for some people. So a couple of weeks ago, I had this brilliant idea that was inspired by fellow YouTuber and friend Chris Farman. He posted on his Instagram story with one of these, an xTool. I had no clue what it was. I thought it was some kind of 3D printer, which it's not, so I asked him about it. It seemed pretty cool, so I looked into it and really quickly realized that things like this, laser cutting machines that have become democratized and available for people to use in their home, is a game changer, and I decided to create an entire new video arc showing people how to use these things to make money, real money, while also using strategies that I've learned over the years as a professional salesperson, someone who's done really well on Fiverr, someone who's grown a YouTube business and other businesses. I'm gonna combine how to use this machine to make cool stuff with all the other skills I've learned over the years to help you become a real weapon and learn how to sell stuff and actually make some real money creating stuff out of the comfort of your own home. So naturally, all of this is gonna start with actually figuring out how to create cool stuff with these things. And don't worry, it's super easy. I promise, it's easy. I'm not an engineer. I pretty much failed grade 12 math, and I'm probably the least artistic person I know. But in a couple hours since plugging this machine on, I was able to make a really cool looking chess set, and I'll show it on the screen in just a second. Something that actually looks like it was produced, manufactured, made by a big company that traditionally you would need to either send out to get made somewhere like China or set up a huge woodworking and production facility to do yourself. But with a machine like this, you don't have to. So that really inspired me and showed me the potential of just how realistic and possible it is to make really cool stuff with this thing that is actually worthy to be sold. I really think there are pretty much endless possibilities with this machine and other laser engraving machines, specifically from xTool, and I've become so interested in the idea that I'm actually going to use myself as a guinea pig to build a laser engraving and cutting business that makes money, and I'm going to document and show you every step of the way with tutorials and guides and tips for how you can do it yourself. So here's an actual story from my life a couple years ago that will illustrate just how lucrative things like this can be. So a few years ago, my brother-in-law, he's married to my sister, is an industrial designer. He started making house numbers out of acrylic and wood, custom house numbers as a side hobby to try to sell and make some extra money. And in a relatively short period of time, he actually started getting quite a few orders. He got hired, I think it was 100 houses, an entire new subdivision of homes. The builder hired him to do all of the house numbers. It was like a $10,000 order. But here was the problem. At that time, he didn't know machines like this existed. So for every sign he had to get made, he had to hire another company to laser cut the materials and ship them to him. So about 50% of his profits, or about $5,000, was immediately gone because he didn't have something to do it himself. And that really struck a chord with me when I discovered this machine, because take him for example. He had a pretty successful business going with these house numbers, but there was such a huge cost to getting the materials cut. If you have the ideas, or you learn the ideas to create something that people want like he did, and you have a machine like this, your costs are so minimal. It really just makes it so possible. Like 10, 20 years ago, I had all these ideas when I was younger. Oh, I should make this, I should sell this. And the biggest barrier was always production. How do I produce this thing? I don't own a factory. I don't own a huge expensive CNC machine. This really changes things. So that's what I'm doing. That's what inspired me. That's why I believe that creating physical products can actually be the new super lucrative thing in a world where everyone's just trying to sell the same old digital stuff. So here's what I'm going to try to accomplish in this video series of 10, 20, 30 videos, and why you should continue watching them. One is I want to help you realize the potential and possibilities with using a laser cutting and engraving machine to really boost and start a business where you're selling physical products. Second thing I want to do hand in hand with that is actually show you how to use xTool machines from my experience learning and building cool stuff with my xTool machine. I want to talk you through how you can think of and design and produce cool products that are sellable relatively easily with minimal skills. And of course, the reason most of you are watching this video, I want to show you how to actually turn those things into money, how to market, sell, and grow a brand where people are actually finding and buying your products. So if you're into that, subscribe to the channel, make sure to follow, bookmark, and subscribe to this xTool playlist, and let's get it. Let's make some money. Let's make some cool stuff together. See you soon. Cheers.